What's your reaction first of all to the season so far?
Well, it's a bit disappointing where we are in the league, but these things can happen in a 10-team league. But I think they did well in the cup, and the first 4 games they've not got the results that we wanted, and we've not got the performance that we wanted. But there's reasons for that. But we've still got good players. We've still got a fantastic club, and let's bring Hamilton on Saturday. A good team, a really good team. But we're certainly up for the work. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
It's been, we've seen it. You've been working tirelessly to bring players to the club. When you're in a country, with 42 senior teams, you've also got the higher end teams in the Highland, Lowland leagues looking at players as well. Has it been frustrating, just not getting in the boys that you want at the right time? And obviously there's been a few players we've looked at and we've not been able to get. Some of them we have been able to get over the line. But has that been a frustration for you, just not being able to get some of these guys?
I think that's a great point. It's an immense frustration. Everybody knows how we feel about the club and how certain players complement the rest of the team. It's been frustrating and disappointing, but it's a learning curve, and that's where we are as a club. But certainly the window's closing soon, and we're looking to bring another 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 players in, but there's no guarantee. We think we'll get there, but it's just, I could write a book. But I'm not that type of person to dwell on disappointments. It's just, you would not believe the amount of guys that for different reasons just not been right for us, and I think it's a lot to do with our model, and a lot to do with the way the quality of player that we need. But hey, bring it on, and I'm sure we'll get up the league pretty soon.
Yeah, it's a good point from yourself there, and in terms of it's always going to be a case of it's quality, not quantity. You're not just going to sign a player. You're wanting a player that's going to come in, and has that just been your biggest frustration, that the players that maybe that we haven't been able to get or we're looking at just haven't been right for the club in terms of being better than what we've got, or just not suiting the profile of where we are as a club?
Yeah, I think you've answered that yourself there. I think you've got to factor in our aspiration. And our aspiration is to do well, get in the middle of the league, get into the playoffs, and all about the But our primary objective is to stay in the league, and I'm happy we can do that, and so is Dick. Having said that, it's you lose certain players that make a difference to your team, and then it's up to us to actually fill those gaps and develop and get better, and I'm sure we will. But at this moment in time, it's been immensely frustrating. But listen, I'm not blaming. I don't think there's not that much wrong with our players. We're still great players. We're still a great team, and we'll still pick up results. So, but I would be hoping, and so would Dick, to complement these players quite significantly over the next wee while. But it's a challenge.
Yeah. Well, one area I think that a lot of people have been asking, you probably get asked this on a daily basis, is the possibility of another striker coming in, and that's one I know that you've been working tirelessly on. But like you said out there, to find it's like hen's teeth, to actually finding a striker, a goal scoring striker as well at that. So it's just sharing with the frustrations you probably have, and trying to make sure that we can get one, but also one that's going to come in and bang in the goals, and it's a hard task.
Well, I think so. I think it's common knowledge that getting good quality strikers is an important part of your team. We might bring in 1, we might bring in 2, we might bring in 3. And but we're working hard to do that. It's to be the right person. It's to play for Arbroath Football Club. It's to have the right talent. It's the right skill, the right experience, the right attitude. And with all those things in mind, we're trying to target the right individuals. And I don't think we'll be far away. But so let's see what happens over the next week. But equally, I would say though, I think we're good enough to do okay just now, but we certainly need 1 or 2 more.
And the model's evolving all the time, with the amazing work that was done on the pitch last season. It's clear to everyone and to players out there that Arbroath is an attractive place to come. Obviously we've always had that tag of being the part-time team, but you've evolved it now in terms of, we've seen the signings of Derek Corf coming in from the States, Daniel Fosu coming in from England. They're moving up, they're integrating themselves and staying in the town. and they're getting more training as well. So is that something that you're keen to obviously implement more further going forward?
Well, you have to win games. You have to win football matches. Because if you don't, it really tests your commitment to togetherness. Right at this moment in time, the fans will not be happy, and other people won't be happy. But you've really got to work together and stick together. With that in mind, too, these guys, it's all part of a development plan. They'll come in, but we need to complement the team with the right type of players. And I think once we do that, I think the whole team will start to gel. Probably one of the questions that you have been asked, or people will be asking, is why are we playing people in different positions? But management's about getting the best out of the available resource. Now, if it doesn't work, everyone's got an opinion, right? If it does work, it's great.
Yeah.
But we've, as I say, we've got to get the best from what we see at training. Other people don't, and from what we look at the opposition, and it doesn't work. But the answer to that question is that it's about getting the best out of the available resource at our disposal, and we'll change it again on Saturday. And we've brought Scott in as well, and a fantastic signing. So yeah, we know what we're doing, but we need to get moving quicker and just to complement the whole team with the right players coming in.
Yeah, I think that you look at the performance levels last year, and the majority of that team are still with us. We lost a couple. Has it been a different style of approach to these guys? Because obviously last season, with such a whirlwind season in terms of going within 10 minutes of 10 the last day, the first 4 league games of the season, maybe a few of them haven't yet hit the levels that they did part of last year. So how are you managing that yourself and Dick and the coaching staff, or is it just one of these things it'll come good at some point, and just keeping the guys their arm around them sort of thing?
Well, a lot of the basics don't change. The basics are, you've got to do well when you're in possession, and you've got to do well in transition, and you've got to do well when you're defending. I think we're all on a learning curve. I think I've made a few mistakes in the summer. The amount of time I've spent trying to get players, maybe taking my eye off the ball with the team. Dick might not agree with that, but I'm honest enough to reflect on myself. I don't need anyone else to tell me. But I think the players that we've got can improve a lot, and I think we will, without a shadow of a doubt, because the basics are there, and it's just bringing the right guys to, as I've said many times already, to complement the players we've got. In terms of the style, we'll have to keep our mind on what we're doing and where we're going. So as much as the club's moving forward fantastically on a Saturday and the whole play, but we've still got to stay in the league, and we've still got to work hard, and everyone's got to understand that everyone when they play Arbroath are more than up for their work, and so we've got to match that. And then we're trying to kick on, but we want to kick down first and actually make sure that we do the dirty side of the game. And these are wee things that we know about, but we're still very proud of our players and where we're going.
And I think that's the point, just maybe to go back a minute or so ago that you said there, for every one target you guys are looking to bring in, you're probably fielding about 8 calls to that one from agents desperate to get players in, and you're turning away players because you actually know that they're nowhere near the levels that the guys that are in the park at the moment are, and they won't get near that level. So that must give the guys confidence as well, that you guys are turning down a dozen players every week because they're nowhere near as good as what we've got.
Hey, listen, it's no excuse from us. I love our team, I love our players, I love our club. But the last count there, I think I've spoken personally with you about 36 players in the summer. And mainly strikers, but for loads of different reasons, and not for us. But the right ones will be for us. And but a lot of things don't change, and that is our togetherness, our camaraderie, our commitment to winning, and and it's up to us to start putting that on the pitch. And but I'd like the fans to come with us on that. I'm sure they will. Everyone in the club's got to come with us, and because a lot of our basic DNA hasn't changed.
So, breaking down the league season so far, a good draw in the opening day down at Ayr United. But then we've got the point against Inverness at home. We're up to Dundee, who are the team that have come down from the Premiership there with a good chance of winning. And then unfortunately probably the game was spoilt by the elements on Saturday there. So it's just a case of just tell people not to panic really at the moment,
I couldn't have summarised any better myself. I thought the first half against the Ayr were poor. Second half we got our act together a bit, but for different reasons. It was okay. The draw came. The game against Inverness was spilled. I thought we should have beat Inverness. And I thought that the game against Dundee we were short of Dundee. As much as I like them and they're a good team, I don't think we laid a glove on them. And then last week was poor, spilled by but I thought Queen's Park were better than us. And that's not something that I say lightly. And I know some fans may well say, why are they better than us? And these are the naive questions that you've got to put up with when you're not doing well. We've got no divine right to actually be better than any team. It's just a battle, and it's an exciting battle, and we're up for our work big still.
The games or the game on Saturday there is an example. Luck can sometimes come with performances and results. Their second goal, for instance, comes from a sclaffed goal kick, which has allowed, it's caught everyone by surprise, allowed them to break forward. If the goalkeeper makes that connection with a proper goal kick, they're not scoring the second goal. So things like that frustrate you.
Paul, it does, but it's not really. No, we've got to look at the standards that we've set and the way we want to play. We didn't play. The conditions were poor, but we did not play as well as Arbroath should have played with the players we've got. So, and it's up to us to do something about that, and we will. We're bang on it. And nobody needs to tell us. Well, in fact, we'll listen to anyone if you want to talk to us, but nobody needs to tell us. The first person I look at is me, and the first person that Dick looks at is himself, and it's the whole club. So no, I don't dwell on. I think we were short. We were short of what was required. Queen's Park were better than us, and that won't happen.
A monumental signing for the club in the last week, which has got the whole town captivated by a massive well done to yourself, Dick, the chairman, things for actually making this happen, is bringing a player of Scott Allan stature to the club, and it shows again where the club is wanting to go, where they are as a team at the moment. That must have been a terrific bit of business, and for you guys to sit there and say, getting these guys, and it shows where we are as a football club.
Well, I think so. I mean, he's obviously a lovely guy, and he's a good player. We've been friends for a lot of years, but he'll be a big bonus to a lot, because he keeps the ball. And I talk about transition, Paul, and I think don't give the ball away, and he will keep the ball. So he'll be a tremendous asset. And it'll bring on the rest of the players as well, because we've got a lot of great players in the club. Maybe not performing the way they should at the moment, but they will come forward. And so, but it's up to us anyway to believe in the players, believe in what we're doing, and we do. So let's bring it on. See what happens on Saturday. Then we play Partick on Tuesday in the cup, and then play Partick the following week. So great games, but the excitement of being here will never. If you start to lose that, you shouldn't be doing the job. It's a challenge, and we're looking forward to it. But as I say, we can get another one or two in. It would be good. And I'm sure that will happen.
Yeah, so we've got a training session this evening. This is on Thursday, training session this evening, which puts us in preparation now, as you say, for our trip down to Hamilton on Saturday. John Rankin's Hamilton. Their results as well have been a bit indifferent, so it's one of these ones. It's the old proverbial 6-pointer for one of the teams then to win that game, and hopefully this starts to catapult you on to get your season really kick-started.
We'll just have to wait and see. I think that you have to have a cause, right? And subconscious, and it's not for us, never once for us, but the fans may think that we've got a divine right to be in the top 4, but complacency creeps upon you. But that will never happen with us. Never happen with our players. Never happen with our club, actually. Because we understand how hard you've got to work. Really hard, and it's just back to basics. And we'll see what happens on Saturday. Hamilton are a team that have got, they want to stay in the league. Everyone wants to stay in the league. And but the thing is, look, I mean, will we get further up the league? I think so. I know so. Will we have a good season? Yeah, absolutely. But we're getting tested at the moment, and what's getting tested is the ability of each individual player and our team performance, and we will be fine because our track record shows that.
And I think this season, when the league campaign started, I don't think anyone, some people will have their own ideas, but no one can predict where everyone will end up at the end of the season, because it's such a tight 10 teams in the league, and you know, whether you're Dundee coming down, people will have their eye on Inverness or Partick Thistle, but as it's shown already, you know, no teams won all their games yet, because it's such a difficult league.
Listen, I know what we've got to do. We've got to win points, but there's no team in this league that we're scared of beating.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we've got to just win the next game. Simple as.
Yeah.
I believe in the players, so does Dick. So let's get on with it.
And finally, you mentioned there about the possibility of players coming in with the window, you know, slowly keeping shut shortly. Can you give us any sort of your plans for the next few weeks? Obviously, with the chance of bringing some more loan signings could be extended. But
yeah.
Is there anything you can kind of share with us at the moment in terms of where we are with any players coming in or likely to come in the next few days or few weeks?
No. No, joking aside.
I thought I'd push you for
that.
No,
not at all. Yeah. No, we've got even today. You know, we're kind of hoping to get players in. We're certainly hoping to get players in, probably loan players in between now and before the window closes. If things go well for us, we'll have 3 or 4. If they don't go well for us, we'll have a couple, I think. And at the same time, that will galvanise the team, galvanise everyone, and as long as they've got the right attitude, the right work ethic, they certainly have the ability.
Yeah. Well, big thanks very much for speaking to us. It just leaves us a big few days coming up with the Hamilton and Partick game. Fingers crossed for 3 points and we're in the next round of the Cup. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.